But yeah, we'll make it work. I want to kind of close the podcast off, but just asking one final question of you. If you went back to your younger self and gave some advice, what would it be?
It's hard because you would say, oh, stop drinking and stop partying. But actually, it is the excessive nature of my behavior over my 20s that led me to do this. So I would have done a bit less reality television, probably. So I would have urged myself to try and see a kind of try and understand the end result more, be less. I've always been completely free, kind of. I would always just do anything for the sake of it. And, I would always never really think of the consequences of any kind of behavior. I was pretty selfish in my 20s. I cared an awful lot about just myself. Probably wasn't the best son that I could have been. So I would have been, not that I was ever kind of openly nasty to my family, but I would have been slightly more attentive to my family, I suppose, and been a little bit less self-centered. Very difficult advice to give a young man. If I had come out from the future and given myself that advice, I would have said fuck off, mate. No, but yeah, I think I don't know. There's not there's not too much about my life that I think has gone terribly wrong. But I would have. I would have possibly. I would have gone sober a couple of years before I did, providing that didn't have a negative effect on what we're currently doing now, and just being a bit more conscious of my surroundings, perhaps.
I think in your point there, you make a very interesting detail. I think people need to understand. A lot of people are searching for purpose and searching for what they're meant to be doing, and a lot of my listeners are like that. Like, I want to start something, but I don't know what's my purpose. But sometimes you need some experience to find that purpose. I know that's true for me. I left school and home at 15 to start a business. I went through all that pain. That's now why in my 40s I'm going back to that 15-year-old and helping them. Like that. You need to go through that process in a way to learn what you're meant to be doing. It's not always instant. That's kind of your point, isn't it? That you wouldn't necessarily change anything because you wouldn't be where you are today, and you're happy with where you are today. So it's all good, right?